Okay, disclaimer. This lady, I absolutely adore her beyond words. She's a fantastic friend, an absolutely amazing games designer, seriously good games designer, and a very, very shrewd businesswoman who is behind one of the most interesting studios that's come out in the last 2 years, and is seeing an incredible success with very good reason, with very casual, very simple, but very, very compelling games, Strawberry Studios. Agnieszka, hello.
I don't blush. I hope I will be all red later on the screen. Sorry for that.
I could be accused of being biased because we've been friends for quite some time now, and I obviously have no bad words to say about you or your games because I love you. But the fact is that you make my work as a reviewer very easy because the games that you produce tend to be very good indeed.
Thank you.
Now, Strawberry Studios, when you told me about it, and it was when you were on WhatsApp for the Kickstarter of the game.
Yeah, it was a Strawberry Ninja. It was the third title we did with the Strawberry Studio. Yeah.
So I did a video and everything. Right. Why did you guys decide to go for these light, casual, very quick games when you already have a studio that's very successful doing complex and games that you're very good at already? Why Strawberry Studios?
So it's a very good question. So first of all, I know that it's difficult for you to basically review us because we are friends, but I truly believe that you say it as it is. So there is no bias. But then coming back to the Strawberry Studio and Strawberry Ninja and What's Up, Three Wishes. So the idea was that with NSCAN, we had those giant, complicated, heavy games which take up to 45 minutes, 1 hour, 1 hour and a half to play. And we started receiving different game designs, and we basically saw the first proposal of Three Wishes. We played the prototype and said, this is just brilliant. But what do we do about it? And the thing is that we believed in that design, but it didn't fit in any way in what we were doing so far in NSCAN. So we made a very fast decision because this is what we do. We see the potential, we say, okay, we have to do it, we have to go for it. And this is basically on the spot. We figure out, okay, we need to have a different brand, different company, which will be able to carry these kind of titles. And somehow with Three Wishes, suddenly more and more titles and more designers start pitching us this type of games. So before we even created the Strawberry Studio, we already had multiple designs options on the table. And it was like, okay, so we were not even aware of the amount of designers having brilliant ideas in a small box where you can basically explain the rules in 60 seconds. You can play them in maximum 20 minutes. And this was just brilliant that we discovered them as heavy gamers, and we found them so good for people for families, for people who just start with board gaming, to learn basically one mechanic at a time. And this is how it started.
Now, in terms of company, promoting and marketing a complex game is a different kettle of fish from doing a simple game because your market is different. What lessons did you learn whilst working with NSCAN alone that you are importing into Strawberry Studios to sell your games and basically show them to everyone?
This was a challenge. This was a challenge to figure out, to not basically try to impose what we know about NSCAN and how to promote those games, but discover and learn everything from the scratch. Because this is also a great thing that Strawberry Studio and NSCAN, they are in no way competitors because they apply to absolutely different type of gamers and people. So we kind of had to do our own research, how to make these games appealing and made in a way that people will find them easy and nice to play and to basically share with others, even though they don't really know games. So I have to say that Strawberry is like my baby. I love that I had this option to think about the cuteness of the brand. And this was the main focus, that we want to be the brand which is open, happy, friendly, lovable, and basically that you can cherish the moment, high five yourself during the game, and basically have fun. That oh yeah, I have my first set of 3 birds, and so exciting. So we definitely we had to absolutely change what we knew so far. We actually what we kind of did is like what we did in SKN we cannot do in Strawberry. So this was kind of the first starting point. And of course, we had to grow the company all internally, get more people on board, because at this point we have double the amount of games coming out. But it's it's amazing. It's really not difficult. The moment you do a thorough research through the basically board game industry, you can figure out how to find your way around. I know it maybe I would like to give you more details, but it's just they are so different, and I would have to go through like every single step. I can like get you like email with like hundreds of points. What did we do differently?
Well, one thing that you did differently, but just as well, is the art direction of the games. You know, as an artist myself, it's something that I look into very, very carefully. And I have to say that pretty much every game I've seen, every single illustration is one you could have on the wall. I'm not going to try and pronounce her surname because I will make an absolute mess of it, but Magdalena's work is just insanely beautiful. How was the transition from working with a more serious, Mistfall, very fantasy, Exodus, very science fiction, to this whimsical, silly, but yet beautiful work?
Magdalena is not only talented in the drawings she does, but she's actually, we try not to bond her. We try not to tell her, oh, this needs to look like this. She's usually getting the information about the game. We tell her what amount of components, what kind of theme we would like, and she's giving us some options. And basically she does her own research, and that's why we love her so much. So Magdalena Markowska, she basically says, okay, I feel this game, for example, Scare It, which will come out, that actually these animals, I know they will be cute, but they actually need to look scared. And we're like, okay, but just maybe not too scared. And but she's finding this fine level, this threshold, when everything, basically what we get from her is like, okay, we just love it. It's just like the moment when you open the first sketch, it's like, oh, it's like we want it. And so it's a blast working with her. And of course, as every illustrator and an artist, she is super perfectionist. So I believe that she now, if we would give her the 3 wishes to design, she would just probably change everything, because she will try to improve and to do more. But she's amazing, and so far we are planning to continue working with her on more, so we can have the very similar identity of all our games, but we will have also games with another illustrators in plan, with a bit different illustrating style, but we'll still keep it in the same the same kind of ideas, so they fit all together.
I cannot wait for more. I really hope that you will keep producing game after game. I'm sure you will keep producing game after game, and Strawberry Studio will be immensely successful. Agnieszka, so happy to see how well families are doing here and how much they're enjoying themselves. And I hope to see you coming for the next 30, 40 years perhaps, I don't know, 50? Why not?
I'm gonna be old.
So am I. It's good. I like the idea of being old.
Yeah, I know. Women are supposed to get older, like better, like wine with time. So I'm hoping it's also my case.
Agnieszka, thank you so much. So good to see you here. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the interview, and I hope you enjoy playing the micro games.